Today I'm going to show you how to make this disco ball in Blender. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete the default cube. I'm going to press Shift A and add a mesh UV sphere. Okay, let's zoom in on it. So the first thing, I'm going to add a modifier, a subsurf. I'm going to change it to 1. And then click Apply. And then I'm going to add another one. Wireframe modifier. So as you can see, it looks like this now. So uncheck Replace Object or Original. I'm just going to bring the thickness down to 0.01. Okay, and add a material offset of 1. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Look Dev mode. So the viewport shading, this is Look Dev mode. So you can see the materials you're adding, and I'm going to add a new material. So let's keep the base color as it is. Let's turn the metallic up to 1 and turn the roughness down. Not all the way, just I think about there is good. Okay. And then I can add a new material. This is for the wireframe now. I'm just going to make it black. There you go. In this mode, they've added an HDRI already, but if we go to rendered mode, this is what it looks like. This is what it would look like if it was rendered right now. So we need to add an HDRI to give it something to reflect off, because right now the only thing, as you can see here, is if we zoom out, it's just reflecting off this light here. Okay, so I'm going to go into the shading tab at the top. So once you're in the shader editor, change from object to world. You can press Shift A and add an environment texture and connect the color on the environment texture to the color on the background. Now it's gone bright pink like this because there's nothing in the environment texture, so basically you want to choose an HDRI. Okay, thank you. You want to choose an HDRI which is basically a background image to reflect off of your object. Okay, so I've added the image. I chose, I didn't get it from HDRI Haven, which is where you can get loads of HDRIs. I got it from a stock photo website because I wanted like an indoor disco scene, as you can see, like this. And yeah, because I wanted it to look slightly realistic. Okay, I'm just going to go into rendered, well, I'm in rendered mode, and I'm going to go into film and press transparent because I don't want the HDRI to show up in the final render. I am going to be rendering this in Eevee. I'm going to go back into layout mode now. I'm just going to add a cylinder. I'm going to scale it down and press Shift Z so that it scales in all the axes except the Z. Okay, so I just want it to be really thin like that. And then I'm going to press, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to add a plane. And this is going to be the background for our image. So I'm just going to scale that up a bit. Rotate it around the x-axis and rotate it 90 degrees. And then I'm just going to move it in the y-axis. How does it look in the camera? Okay, so we need to scale it up a bit more. So I'm going to scale it up. So that it fits in the camera. Okay, now we can shade that as well. So we'll go back to object. I'll make it dark blue, I think. Can't see it, so go into rendered mode. Okay, then I'm going to make it a bit darker, I think. Like that. And I'm going to bring the roughness up to there. And I'm going to stay in the shading editor. And I'm going to add some lights in the background. There are lots of ways to do this, like adding like actual lights, but I think I'm just going to add in a sphere like this. I'm going to scale it right down. And add a new material for this. Get rid of this and add an emission shader. I'm going to change the color to pink. And I'm going to scale this down a bit more. Okay, I'm just going to move it as well to there. I'm going to make sure bloom is on in the render settings. I'm going to change the strength of the emission to there. They do all share the same material because I duplicated it from one object, so if I change the strength here, they'll all change. This is pretty much done now, but I do want to add in some more lights, so oh yeah, I deleted the light, the original light in the scene. I'm just going to add a sunlight here. I'm just going to point it at the disco ball. I think the reflection from the sunlight here just adds to the image a bit more. So that's pretty much it, and now I will render it. It's in Eevee, so it shouldn't take too long. And there you go. So thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and subscribe for more.